Welcome, ladies and gents. We've got an update on Godzilla vs. Kong 2. We've got our lead. Dan Stevens is going to be the lead. Now, this is interesting because it's going to be it's the first major role to be cast in the film. They've cast the lead. They've released that. Now, this is an individual that some may know. He's, I guess, more famous recently for playing, Legion. He was in Legion. And that's basically what he's known for more now. But I'm sure a lot of people will be like, who? Who's that? Good actor, though. Good actor. I think this is pretty decent casting, or can be decent, depending on what they choose to do with it. But let's dive into this. This is an exclusive on Deadline. Marking the first major role to be cast in the upcoming sequel, Dan Stevens is set to lead the next installment of Legendary's MonsterVerse film franchise. This is going to be a follow-up to last year's Godzilla vs. Kong, although we don't know if it's a direct sequel or not. There was some rumours initially when this came out that this is going to be Son of Kong. We don't know what this is going to be yet. It's really important to say that. We just don't. Now, Adam Wingard, who helmed the first film, is going to be returning to direct, with production slated to begin summer in Australia. But again, that's not confirmed yet. We don't know this. But this could also be Deadline confirming that they know this. So, if you've not watched any of the updates on this, the TLDR is, we had, there was sort of an update in terms of where things were shooting where. In Australia, there was like a newspaper which said, yeah, Legendary is going to be returning with like a Godzilla sequel. So that seemingly pointed to this, and then that tied into upcoming sort of production runs as well from Production Weekly, which revealed that there was another Godzilla thing set to begin as well. But we don't know because they'd also stated that there's going to be a live action series from Apple TV. So we're not over sure 100%, but this still could be Deadline confirming that. Which, yeah, sure. Per usual, plot details are being kept under wraps, other than following the film's larger-than-life monsters and then preparing for the next battle against each other. Well, we don't know that either. Because it's not actually called Godzilla vs. Kong 2. We don't know. People are using Godzilla vs. I mean, I put Godzilla vs. Kong 2 in the title, or Godzilla vs. Kong sequel, because it's the next film in the franchise, but we don't know if it's going to be a direct sequel. Because it might not be. Now, Godzilla vs. Kong helped get audiences back in theatres, as it became the second film of the COVID era to gross $100 million mark at the domestic box office, en route to $468 million globally. The number's impressive, as it also bowed day and date on HBO Max. That number was amazing. I remember when that came out, and I was just, Legendary's going to be pissed that Warner Brothers chose to release it on HBO Max. They're going to be really angry because they could have made a lot of money from this film, significantly more, 100%. 468 million globally, and it released on HBO Max at the same time. Yeah, this could have made so much money. So I remember at the time it was just staggering stuff. Now, so who Stevens is, right? Let's take a look. So he appeared in Beauty and the Beast. That was his first major tentpole lead. But obviously he's a veteran actor and has been, particular film roles he's taken. He's not really been doing everything that he could. He's sort of been choosing, which is fine. Now, the opportunity to reteam with Wingard was apparently too hard to pass up, because they worked together on the action thriller The Guest. I don't mind The Guest. The Sundance pick that surprised audiences as it gave them a badass performance from Stevens that viewers weren't used to, and critics and fans went crazy for. The film earned both Stevens and Wingard some of the best reviews of their careers, so I would imagine, Dan Stevens is like, yeah, tell you what, he knows how to get the best performance out of me. Let's go back to this dude. Sure, fine. Now, they also had major studios taking notice of the potential of both Stevens and Wingard in their future film slate. So it's basically what, I guess, catapulted their careers, as it were, to a certain degree. Stevens, most recently, was seen as Nixon White House counsel, John Dean in Gaslit, the Watergate-focused Starz limited series that premiered last month, and also received critical praise this year for his German language performance in Maria Schrader's film I'm Your Man. He also starred in Noah Hawley's acclaimed X-Men series, which was not really X-Men series, but fine. Legion, which was on FX. And he voiced a pair of royals on HBO Max's The Prince, and played Matthew Crawley on Downton Abbey. So he's been doing a fair amount of stuff. It's actually a really wide range of things. A wide range of things. So, yeah, you know, as a film, we don't know enough about this yet to get super excited. We just don't. But as an actor, he has enough range for us to look at and go, yeah, okay, this could be decent. And Wingard can get a good performance out of him, but Wingard's approach to Godzilla, how to phrase this in the best possible way. I like Godzilla vs. Kong. Like, I liked it. Didn't have any issue with it. Or, but, you know, wholeheartedly, I thought it was a decent, fun film. But that's when you look at it as a standalone film. I think when you look at Godzilla vs. Kong compared to the other films, it definitely jumped the shark a little bit on its sort of action sci-fi. And if that was Adam Wingard's decision, then I'm not overly sure whether I want to see him specifically more and more in this world. Now that's not to say that there's not potential for it to be good. I think that film was somewhat rushed in certain parts. Like, the pacing was a little bit off. He sort of went from 0 to 100 quite quickly in certain areas. And the suspension of disbelief to believe certain things had progressed as much as they had was quite a lot. Quite a lot. And if that was down to Adam Wingard, then I'm not sure whether I agree with him doing another film like this. I'm surprised Legendary asked him to do another one straight away. I think that's what surprised me the most. So it's interesting, but he might not have been the first. Let's be honest. He's not exactly. There's not a lot of people are not clawing to work with Adam Wingard. He's fine. He's decent, but he's also not incredible. And you know, he's not in high demand by studios. So it could have been that Legendary asked other people to come and do the role, and then they just asked Adam Wingard at the end. But never mind, I don't want to sound overly negative, because I like the film. I just think, you know, when compared to 2014's Godzilla, a very serious film. Should have had more Bryan Cranston, travesty. And then where you end up with Godzilla vs. Kong, it's a stark contrast between the two. I want more 2014 than I do Godzilla vs. Kong, despite liking Godzilla vs. Kong. So, at this point in time, let's see how we go. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Cheers, guys. Take care. Also, perhaps consider checking out my Teespring store. You can find it linked down below in the description box. There's some really cool designs. There's something that you might like on there. And it goes some way to helping the channel out and kind of what I do here. And it's a good way to support and rock some one-of-a-kind merchandise designs. We've got, of course, our favourite Jasper on a Clown World staff. But then we've also got something a little bit unique. The R32 GTR, as well as a JDM Pulsar GTIR. Again, stuff for everyone. Bit of fun. Please do check it out down below in the description box.